That's right. That's what I'm talking about today. Mo Money's 5 secrets to higher speaker fees, because it's a Mo Money kind of day. So let's talk about 5 secrets to higher speaker fees, because lots of times people are coming through either e-discovery, which is our entry-level program for new speakers, or Jumpstart, which is our program for turnkey business. The one question that I always get, especially from speakers, really anyone that needs to price their strategy, is your speakers a little easier to do on this one, is that they don't really know how to price properly, and they don't know how to earn the higher fees. So the question is, how do you earn those higher fees? How do we make sure that by the time you graduate from Jumpstart that you're actually earning those fees? So we're going to take you through some of the things that we actually teach in Jumpstart. And one of the things that we teach is how you earn those higher fees. So if this is something that you're interested in, hit the like button, hit the love button, let me know you're interested, and we're going to go through these. So let's talk about the scenario, right? So what is the deal? Because you get that call, right? You know the phone ring and you're just excited that someone called you, and they say, how much do you cost? As if they're like buying canned goods off the shelf, right? So, you know, they've already commoditized you, and then you sweat, get a little nervous, and before you say your actual fee, you lowball yourself. Your speaking fee dropped like $2,500 because you were afraid. You didn't think you were worth it. You were desperate. The phone never rang before. You were like, you just wanted to come up with a number that you thought that they were going to buy. And let me tell you, that is the number one way not to get a higher speaker fee. That's how you don't get a higher speaker fee, is by lowballing yourself. So don't do that, right? And if you're anything like me, you probably spend the rest of the day stuck in your head and somewhere between elation that someone actually called you and kicking yourself in the butt that you dropped your rate, right? So you can't figure out how to have the conversation at all in order to get those fees where you want them to be. And I've been there. I have been there. And it's even how you even get comfortable in having the conversation, right? So there's a lot of that. But here's the deal. If you keep lowballing yourself, you're going to keep getting lowballer clients, because lowballers beget lowballers. Just like free speeches even get even more free speeches. So let me give you an example. When you go and you give a speech, right? So you're like killing it. You're so excited that you're giving a speech. What happens is you then have people that come to you and they say, they go to the event planner and they say, hey, how much did Dawnna cost? And the event planner says she was free. The only reason for them to ask, by the way, the only reason for them to ask is because they wanted to hire me again. So now this person knows that I'm free, which means they're going to pay me free. So free begets free. So you want to get out of the little free conundrum, because if you keep doing that, people will continue to hire you for free. And if you lie, they now won't trust you. So you got to get out of the free thing, right? Because this is what you want to do. You want to have higher speaker fees, and you're not going to have higher speaker fees if you keep selling yourself for free, right? So again, cheap speeches get cheaper speeches, free speeches get free speeches. So eventually what will happen is you're going to have to get a job. You're not going to be able to live the lifestyle business that you dream of. And by the way, if you were working for another organization and you worked in sales and you did this, you lowball the product, you would be working for very long. So we need to go ahead and fix that, right? Because that ain't going to work. So what you really want is you want your phone to ring with prospects who want and value your expertise. You want to be able to say your fee and have a gap that you can work within for your perfect audience, right? So I know people are on this thing of my fee is this and that's all my fee. Let me tell you something. If my fee is $10,000 and someone rolls in and says, well, I got $9,000, I'm not stubbing my nose at $9,000. I'll be like, okay, let's see what we can work out. Right? I hear people all the time, my fee is my fee. I have fee integrity and I won't change my fee for nobody. Okay. I bet you they broke. Anyway, it's called negotiations. You really need to learn how to do it. And you also want to get more referrals. Here's the big thing. It's not just about getting on that stage. Your job, by the way, your goal is not just a hustle from one gig to the next. Your goal is to do something so well that by the time you get off that stage, people are literally trying to hire you to get on the next stage. So you want to get more referrals from your client and from the people in the audience after delivering your program. That is one amazing way to get bigger fees. Okay, so let's talk about this. Remember, I told you there are 5 tips. I'm going to give you the 5 secrets to higher speaker fees. So first of all, let's say you want to bring in $7,500 a speech. Just for argument's sake, that is what you want to be in your account. Then when someone calls you and asks you your fee, and whatever you write down should be about $2,500 higher than that. That gives you that room for negotiation. So if you like, Dawnna, I want to make $7,500, I'm going to say, great, tell them $10,000. You say, I want to make $5,000, I'm going to say, great, tell them $7,500. I want you to have that room in there for negotiation. You really, really do. You really want to have that. Then now you can look for areas in which to barter. See, for example, let's say you need video and they got a good videographer. Well, if you had a videographer come in for the day and do video for you, it'd probably run anywhere from, I don't know, $500 to $1,500. So let's just say they go, listen, we have a videographer here, so you won't need to bring in your videographer, and we'll give you the video immediately. In fact, we'll let you use your own hard drive. Okay, fine. Then you can say, if they have $7,500 and you are at $10,000, you can say, okay, I'll take $1,000 off for that. Okay, so now you have a $1,500 gap, right? And there's tons of things you can barter. I have a whole blog post on things you can barter, but look for those things you can barter. The second thing you can do if you want to just make sure you're getting your fee is you want to look and see if they have an educational budget, right? Because if they have an educational budget and you have books and programs, well, that educational budget isn't coming out of their speaker fee. It's usually a whole separate budget. Sometimes it's even sponsored. So if you have a book, then you could probably make $5 or $10 per book. Well, if you're self-published, you could probably make about $5 or $10 per book. And by the way, I charge the client for shipping, right? So I make sure that if they say, oh, I have 200 people in my audience, and I'm like, great, my book is normally $20, I'll give it to you for $15. Well, at the end of the day, it probably cost me $5, so now I'm going to make $10 per book. I just made $2,000. I'm fine with that, right? I'm so willing to do that barter, right? The other thing you want to do is you want to do the multiples. Find out what other sessions they have, because you know what? When you're getting on the plane and you're going to another city, state, town, whatever, you're probably there for the whole day. And while it's great to say my keynote speech is $10,000 and they only want to give you $7,500, they might be paying another person to do a breakout session $5,000. If I'm there, I'll do that second breakout session for whatever, $2,500, whatever the magic number is. But I'll do that second breakout session. Now, what I sell them is this. I go, oh, and by the way, you won't have to pay for extra lodging. You're only paying for me. You don't have to pay for an extra hotel ticket. A plane ticket. Like, I talk about the benefit of not having to do all the other work with the other person. You don't have to cut an extra check. You don't have to do extra invoicing. There's all this extra stuff that you don't have to do now because you're just working with me. And so I'm going to deliver the keynote, and then I'm going to roll around and I'm going to deliver a follow-up breakout session. I want to do that anyway, because the more I'm in front of their audience, especially when I'm using the craveable keynote copy, when I'm using that kind of content, the more I'm in front of people, the more those people are going to buy from me, right? So you really have to think about that. All right, so here's another one. If they don't really have the budget, if they're like, Dawnna, we know you're at 10 or 12 or 15,000 and we only have 7,500, right? Then you have to ask yourself, who is in the audience? And I really want you to consider who is in the audience before you do this next tip, and really be prepared to walk away. Now, here's the thing. You want to check out how much the audience attendees are paying to be there. And you also want to know, because I hear this BS all the time, our audience members buy. And I'm like, they do? Okay. So then what I need you to do is you need to give me the number of the last speaker that you had there that sold the product, because I'd really like to know how much money they made from the audience. Because sometimes they will sell you that BS. Oh, our audience will buy from you. And that audience come in looking for a handout, right? So you really want to make sure that you're in front of an audience that spends money. The number one way to figure this out is to look at the ticket price. When an audience is spending $500, $700, $1,000 or more on their product, on their ticket, then you can likely sell a product that's 2 to 5 times the value of the ticket. That is like a rule of thumb I have used forever. So if you're going to take engagement that has the right audience, then you want to also make sure that you have the kind of speech that gets you referral from the stage. Because remember, you're already going in at your fee, right? Or you're going in at your higher fee. See, when you go in, when they have a price of $10,000 and then you drop down to $5,000, then what's up, Brad? Hey, Keith. Then what happens is they now tell people that you will negotiate below. So now this next person comes in at $5,000. And or they say, what's your fee? Or what's the last one I'm saying? You said $5,000 and now you're down to $2,500 because they just negotiated you down. So you don't want to just negotiate. You want to make sure that you're getting something in return. Don't just give up your fee without getting something in return. That doesn't happen. So you really want to say, yeah, it was $7,500. However, I also got $1,000 for this. I also got this. And I also got that. So you want to make it clear that you do have fee integrity, because that person didn't come just get a $7,500 fee. They had to do all of these other things. That's really, really, really important. Now, the one thing that I'm going to say, and I tell people this all the time, the fastest way to make money from giving a speech is to have a speech that not only will people in the audience go, damn, I got to let somebody else hear that, right? Is to make sure that you're creating an experience. So I'll give you an example. So I spoke for the Project Management Institute several times, right? Several times. But specifically, I spoke to a few of them, and they came a little bit below my fee, but we bartered all the other stuff in the middle. And what I did when I delivered that speech is I have something called the Craveable Content Keynote. Right? So the Craveable Content Keynote actually is a form that you fill out, right, when writing your keynote, and it specifically ensures that when you give out content, that the people in the audience are walking away going, damn. And not just damn, you gave a good speech, but it makes them want to use it when they get home. I cannot tell you how many people hit me back up that said, I heard your keynote 3 months ago, and I was using this at home, and now I want to figure out this. Oh, and by the way, I was talking to my boss, Shelly, and she wants to know if you can come out. I have had that more and more and more ever since I started using the Craveable Content Keynote. It works. I did not used to, I'm just going to tell you, I did not get to used to get those kind of referrals. Like I would just go, how in the hell are these people getting these referrals from stage? I know I'm killing it. Why aren't I getting referrals? And then I really started paying attention to exactly what they were saying. It wasn't that they were a better speaker, and it wasn't that they had better content, but they literally were doing something within their keynote that changed the game. It wasn't like these major, like I had to go and rewrite my whole keynote. It was just these minor nuances that were so well placed. And it wasn't even that their speech was memorized, but it was this one tactic and this one strategy that they were doing throughout their keynote. And it caused the people in the audience to always, 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 always refer them. Ever since I started doing that, I just did PMI in April. And that one sent me over to the city and county of Colorado, of Denver, and now I'm getting ready to do something for Starbucks from that same engagement, and I have 2 other engagements that came out of that. That's 4 referrals from one keynote, all for full fee. That's my point. You want to be able to do that. You want to be able to say, I gave this one speech, I got 4 referrals, and those 4 referrals led to 4 full paid engagements. That's what you want to get to. You don't want to be sitting on the phone constantly making these phone calls, because of course when they call PMI and they said, well, how much did you pay her? They paid full fee. So full fee clients beget full fee clients, but you have to make sure that you have the kind of content that the clients really want to hear, they really want to pay attention to. You got to make sure you put those nuances from the Craveable Content Keynote. I have one more tip for you, but really quickly, on July 13th in Dallas, for people who are going to NSA, I'm actually going to host 12 people. If you want to come there, I'm going to do the Craveable Content Keynote. I'm going to show you all the little tips and tricks. It's going to be like 2 hours. It's in the evening. It's going to start at 6. It's $99. I will go through and show you exactly how to do that. We will look at your keynote. It's only for 12 people. That's it. So if you want to get in, let me know, because I'm not letting everybody, I'm not doing this all the time. It's just that I'm going to be there. I had about 4 people ask me about it. So I said, you know what? I'll open it up to 12 people. So if you want to show up and you want to get information about the Craveable Content Keynote, it's $99. PM me and I'll get you in the door. And it's on July 13th in the evening. Also, go to my page and scroll and you'll see a link. You'll see something about it. So here's the last tip. So I get people all the time. They go, Dawnna, I don't have a product. I don't have a book. I don't have a video series. I don't have a CD or DVD. I don't have anything. How is it that I'm going to make money from the audience when I don't have a product? Which they think it makes one of those tips completely invalid. It does not. Let me tell you exactly how to do this. So you don't have to have a product. You are on stage because you have expertise. You have a level of expertise that people want, period, the end. So all you really need is this, a piece of paper, not the 5 secrets. I mean, yeah, you want the 5 secrets because they're awesome, but you need a piece of paper. So you need a piece of paper and you need the ability to do a webinar. I would tell you right now, once you get people to sign up, then just buy a year of Zoom, because I think it's only $99, or buy Skype or whatever it is. But this is what you want to do. Whoever is in the audience, remember, it's 2 to 5 times the cost of the ticket price. So if I did this at NABO. So at the National Association of Women Business Owners, at the time, I did not have Biz on Fire. So I wasn't CEO of Biz on Fire. I had not kicked that off at all. And so what I did was I went and literally got a piece of paper. And once I got to the conference, because I was not the opening keynote speaker, once I got to the conference, I really went and started networking with the ladies to find out what they really wanted. Then I went back to my room, whipped out my laptop, and I created a flyer. And the ticket price at NABO, I think, was like $400. So I sold a $1,200 webinar ticket that also included, it was like you got 8 hours of webinar, plus you had private time with me. It was to solve a specific problem that these ladies came to NABO to solve. That's specifically what I did. And I think this one, if I remember correctly, it was all about writing amazing copy. And so I sold that. I ended up getting 20 people that signed up for that. So do the math. 20 people signed up for a $1,200 class, which means I made $24,000 walking out the door. And NABO, by the way, paid me $7,500 to deliver. Was it 75? Yeah, $7,500 to deliver a breakout session, and I delivered it twice. So what you do is you make sure that even if you don't have a product, a physical product, that you are able to deliver your expertise in a webinar-based situation. When I did that, I was able to make that money. And again, I priced it literally 3 times the amount of the ticket, because the ticket was like $400. You want to make sure that you lead with the results you're going to get. By doing that, you can many times walk out with a lot more money than you would have even earned in the keynote. So if you think about it, I went to this thing, they paid me $7,500. I did another $24,000 in the business. There were probably about, I don't know, 200 people in the room, and there were 2 rooms. So we're talking about, I did 2 breakout sessions. I earned $31,500, right? Just from a piece of paper. That, by the way, I hadn't even set this up before I left. And I didn't have Zoom before then either. I literally went and got Zoom once people signed up. So that's what you kind of want to get to. You want to get to that point where even if you don't have a product, you can leverage a product. I can tell people, don't just sell a book, sell a program. Don't sell a $20 book. Sell a program and include the book in that program, because it's just so much more lucrative. All right, so anyway, those are my 5 tips. Now listen, a lot of people have been hitting me up. They've been asking me this one other thing. They want to know the difference between e-discovery and Jumpstart. So e-discovery is an educational program where we teach you the secrets of building a business, of building a speaker business or an expert-based business. Jumpstart specifically is a 6-month where you learn tips exactly like this, and you don't just learn them, you implement them. It's a 6-month program. It's better than a college program if you want to know the truth. It starts August 1st. It ends in February. It is, and I know that's more than 6 months, but we have Christmas time where you're not really coming in class. You come to class twice a week. It is online, it is live, so I'm actually teaching it. So if you don't like me now, you won't like me then. It's 2 hours per class, plus you have 4 hours with your cohort. So it's 8 hours a week, which means it's 32 hours a month. Not kidding you. It is a full-on, basically a college-based class. This is something that is currently being taught in other countries. It's my program. I have brought it here because at the end of the day, here I can actually show people how to make it turnkey because I understand this market extremely well. So it is turnkey here in the United States, meaning that while you make an investment of $13,500 up front, before you graduate, in other words, before you hit that 6-month mark, you have to earn $22,000 within that time frame, which means that before you graduate, you've earned more money than it costs for class. We're the only one that has ever done that. No one else does that. We don't even take the last $5,000 until after you've earned at least $21,000. So within 6 months, we want you to earn 3 keynotes. And I want you to think about this. If within 3 months, we want you to earn at least 3 keynotes or 3 programs, and I just told you there is a craveable content worksheet that ensures that you get 3 to 4 keynotes. What are we doing? We're saying earn 3 keynotes, use the craveable content keynote creator that we have, because we know those 3 will get you another 6 to 9 keynotes. This is literally jumpstarting your business. We are the only one who have this type of ROI on a single investment. There is nothing else to buy. There's no other upsells. There's no other sexiness. Everything is all included. So if you're really, really interested and you are just tired, I get people right now who are calling me and they're saying, oh, I would do it, but I don't know my expertise. I would do it, but I don't know how to sell. I would do it, but my website's not ready. I would do it, but I don't have a demo video. I would do it, but I don't have a book or a product. And there are all these excuses. Jumpstart gives you all those things. So you don't have to have them to get started. It gets you started. So if you're not making $360,000 a year as a speaker, then Jumpstart is for you, because you should not be on a feast and famine roller coaster. That's bullshit. You should actually be making money as a speaker. So that's all I got for you guys today. Hopefully you found this helpful. Hopefully you can really figure out how you can leverage this in order to make money in your business. And hopefully these 5 tips really worked for you. And if you could, please do me a favor and share this. I'll talk to you later, and I'll put a link so you guys can find out about Jumpstart, e-discovery, as well as PM me if you want to come to Dallas. Talk to you later.